here's Brody Brazil.
This video is about something you have likely heard thousands of times over in your life. But it's also something that you've probably never even seen before until now. I'm talking about the Sharks goal horn. It's a Kahlenberg Triton S-120. And if you think that level of detail is deep, strap in. We're about to go so much deeper. So before we get into the device itself, you actually need to see where it's located because that's also impressive. We're way up here in the rafters in the west end of SAP Center. Now getting up here is quite simple. You take the elevator to the press box, and since the press box was actually an afterthought of construction in this arena in the early 1990s, they actually put it straight away in the rafters, meaning that all of this is at the same walking level. Now let me just say, if you don't like heights, this place up here, it is definitely not for you. But what's crazy, I'm kind of terrified of heights. And for whatever reason, the 10 or so times I've been up here, it's never really bothered me. Anyway, it's quite the view from up here, and not just looking down, but looking around. All the building infrastructure that's up here in the ceiling, including heating, cooling, lighting, rigging, and yes, this goal horn, which I kid you not, was originally designed to be used on aircraft carriers. Kahlenberg Industries Incorporated is the manufacturer. Now, they've been around since 1895, and they describe themselves as, quote, a leading manufacturer of sound signaling products primarily consisting of pneumatic air and electric horns for marine, industrial, and mass notification use, end quote. There's actually a lot of NHL and hockey buildings across the world that use Kahlenberg brand horns. They are actually kind of a gold standard in just creating that dependable, recognizable sound. Now what's crazy about the S-120 is kind of the wind-up noise that it makes that you'll never actually hear. That's because there's always a crowd to go along with it. You'll never actually hear this horn by itself without crowd noise. So here it is. Other arenas across the league have different horns and whistles. Some sound more like trains, but here at the tank, it's just got that deep, rich, blasting sound whenever the Sharks score a goal. There is so much air moving through this machinery, it's technically called a piston horn. And if you really want to geek out, I could tell you that this particular unit was made in Two Rivers, Wisconsin. It runs on 3-phase current, 220 and 440 volts. It's 60 cycles, drawing 9.5 amps. Oh yeah, it also weighs 375 pounds. And thanks to Sharks president Jonathan Becker, we know it was installed in this spot, November 12th, 1993. So what if you wanted to get your hands on one of these? Is that even possible? Yes and no. There are several S-120s listed on places like eBay, and they do appear to become available from time to time, but never on a frequent or predictable basis. Largely because they get pulled from ships that go out of service, meaning these horns are usually weathered, and their actual working condition is unknown. But if you did want to take that chance and try and repair a model that's been out of production for a while, and if you have close to $4,000, I suppose you could make it happen. One more thing I can't believe I actually forgot to include in this video as I wrap it up. How does the goal horn get activated? Who pushes that button? Yes, it's actually a button. It's made of brass. It's about that big. It's quite beefy. And yeah, it has a heavy feel to it, being brass, and I don't know, just the way you push it down. It's located right next to the audio engineer. So the person who runs all of the sound system at SAP Center, they're also responsible for laying a heavy hand down on that button to initiate the goal horn. So it's actually a thing. Maybe next time I can show you that in the video. I've had the opportunity to press it. I'll tell you the one cool thing, there is a delay. You hit it, you gotta wait a beat, and then you feel it in your chest. It really is a powerful thing to push that button and hear that goal horn go off. So hopefully you enjoyed this. I guarantee up until now, it's probably something you never even thought of, definitely never had seen before, but this was fun to go down this rabbit hole.